Hey everyone, Cardlin here with the newest installment of Fridays with Cardlin. It is October 28th, 2016, and this is officially episode number 20. This is a very special episode in that it's our monthly Patreon special. For those of you who aren't aware, on the last Fridays with Cardlin each month, I'll be doing some special shoutouts to my Patreon patrons for their support, which includes doing stuff like answering their questions and saying lines they want me to say. Also, I'll be doing a bonus video each month for every $200 we make on Patreon, so that should be up already, actually. This month's was the Five Nights at Freddy's audio I did last week, and it seemed to make quite the splash. First things first, let's get straight to the questions. If you have a question of your own, I have a link in the description below for you to ask it. Also, there's a separate link for you to vote on what questions you want to ask me. Alright, here we go. Question number 1. Is it really possible to be friends with your ex? Asks Anonymous. Yeah, it takes time. But when they say that time heals all wounds, it really does. If you let it, you have to be willing to get over it. You have to be willing to get past all the nasty stuff. It's hard to forgive, right? But time really does make it better. When you have more of it on your record, when you're older, basically, you realize that a lot of things just don't matter as much as they used to, and you don't cling as much to things that used to really grate on you. You can get over it, and sometimes, if you're lucky, you can kind of see past the petty differences and just appreciate somebody for who they are, regardless of their flaws and your history. So yeah, it's definitely possible. Question number 2 from Jay. How do you do the sound effects for your videos? Do you use your own sound effects or ones from other videos? It depends. Different times I do different things. Like sometimes I'll do sound effects for something that I have handy. Like if I need pills, I'll just go like this with my pills. Or I'll sometimes go to like freesound.org, or I'll look up sound effects on YouTube and I'll use that. I just made some sound effects. Like I took a bunch of different sound clips and I piled them together in the other audio that I uploaded today, Trick or Treat. The kids saying Trick or Treat, like that didn't exist. I had to compile that from a bunch of different videos that I just basically took a clip of a single kid saying Trick or Treat, and I just piled it all on each other and made that. That's why it sounds kind of ghetto. But yeah, so for different sound effects I do different things, but for the most part they're sound effects I find online or ones that I do just live. Question number 3 from alaniemt. I don't know if this has been asked before, but what is your favorite type or breed of bear? I really like brown bears. Polar bears are beautiful. They're elegant. Black bears are scary. Grizzly bears are gigantor. Moon bears with a weird ring, I don't know. Get a haircut. They look silly. Panda bears, do they count? Koala bears, definitely not. Yeah, just the good old, big old, fluffy, dumb-looking brown bear. That's my favorite, probably. Question number 4 from Anonymous. How do you deal with the negative comments made about your channel? Well, I don't really get that many, to be honest. For the greater part of the lot of you, the vast majority of you cardigans are really, really sweet people. I do get some who, is the term negging, when you basically say negative things in a positive way so that it comes off as a backhanded compliment. You know what I mean? And I do get people who are just outright nasty sometimes. I'll get outright trolls, but I'll also get people who, I think the most common one I get is cringe. And I can definitely understand that. What I'm doing here is definitely kind of weird and pretty cringe-worthy if you think about it. But how do I deal with it? I just take it for what it's worth. People are always going to be negative. Negativity's free. Negativity's easy. So I take it for what it's worth, which is nothing, because it takes absolutely nothing to be negative. But it takes so much more to be constructive, to have that creative, positive energy. That takes so much more. So I spend more time appreciating that. Also, sometimes I'll take the criticism and I'll take it to heart. A lot of times somebody will have a backhanded compliment and it'll actually be, is that the phrase, backhanded compliment? It probably isn't. I think it sounds wrong. Anyway, they'll have the not quite compliment and there'll be some truth to it. So I'll implement that into my work. So, every opportunity is a chance to grow, right? Besides, they hate us because they ain't us. Question number 5 from Anonymous. If you had to sacrifice one of your senses, taste, touch, sight, hearing, or smell, which one would you choose and why? Tough one. Probably smell. I don't really have a really strong sense of smell as it is anyway. So yeah, probably smell. Well, as for why, I think I just would miss all the other ones too much. I wouldn't, it would be really, really difficult for me to live without a lot of them. Touch, sight, hearing, that's really difficult. And then taste, I love tasting things, I love food. So I guess, smell. Yeah, I'd have to let go of smell. Question number 6 from Anonymous. What do you like doing on a rainy day? Sitting in, playing video games. That's most every day, though. But specifically rain-related? If it's a rainy day and for some weird reason the internet's out, what I like to do is sit by a window, usually with a book, and I'll read and occasionally just watch the raindrops fall. It's fun, Or if it's a warm enough day and it's raining, I'll go for a walk. That's a lot of fun, too. Question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from Anonymous. This is a long one. I noticed that you often say the sentence, "We'll make it through this one," like we made it through every other one in your audios, especially the comforting ones. I have to ask, do you actually say this to other persons in your life who need a pick-me-upper? What's with the sentence that you like saying it so much? It's a really important sentence to me, because not only does it remind you that you're going to make it through. You are. We're far more resilient than we give ourselves credit for. And we're stronger than we give ourselves credit for. And to help reinforce that fact, I like to remind the person that they've been through worse. They've been through other things. They've had it worse. Or they've had it bad. This isn't the end. It's easy to think it is. It's easy to get swallowed up in self-pity, but oftentimes that can just be fear of trying, It can be fear of giving that attempt. And when it comes down to it, when it comes to statistics, chances are you're going to be alright. So that's why I like to say that a lot, not only just, in my audios, but I also do say that a lot in real life to my friends and my family, my loved ones, basically because we are strong. We've already been through a lot. We've all been through years and years of hardships, and this new thing, whatever it is, isn't going to break us. It isn't going to break you. So we're going to make it through, just like we did every other time. Question number 8 from Anonymous. Some of the relationships you've talked about have been online and long distance. Have you ever dated people locally, or do you gravitate more toward online relationships? I have dated people locally. Back in high school, a little bit after high school, a couple of work relationships and stuff. It just isn't for me. I live online. I'm like a child of the internet. I don't know. I just communicate so much better here, I guess, as opposed to in person. Just in person, it just seems to come with a lot of additional baggage. You have to look a certain way, you have to act a certain way, you have to be a certain way. I'm a nerd, and this is where I feel most comfortable. So I think the majority of my relationships have been online or long distance because of that. That having been said, it is all about, finding the person that I can take that online or long distance relationship with and make it something lasting, something real, and something that can span the however many the rest of my years I have left, and of course that involves meeting up, being together, marrying, being together, like living our lives together in real life, obviously not online. So it's all about working towards that, and I think I might have found it, y'all. Question number 9 from Anonymous. If and when you get recognized as a full-fledged voice actor, do you think there'd be a point that you'd get too famous or too busy to do Cardlin audio? Yeah, it's a possibility. It'd be a bummer, but we've done a lot here. And if it meant moving forward and progressing and evolving, then yeah, I'd do it if I had to. I wouldn't want to. I'd always want to come back at least and I don't know, update, Well, one thing that won't change no matter what is I'll always try and orient my work towards helping people, towards being something that can add to humanity as a whole. And finally, what could possibly be the hardest question I've ever been asked. Question number 10. What is your favorite song? Oh, that's so mean. There's a few, there's a few. I'll name a few runner-ups that'll land on the number 1 top song. And the only reason it is my top song is because it's the first song that comes to mind whenever I think of favorite song. But I really like the song. A more recent one is Downtown by Macklemore. That's a lot of fun. I love that song. I think it's called Aguas de Marzo by, Regina Ellis Regina. I actually don't know who sings it. Maybe somebody in the comments can tell me. But it's called Aguas de Marzo, and you should really listen to it. It's gorgeous. I love that song. Aroarian Dance, of course, by Nuja Bess. That's one of my favorites of all time. Just a real smooth, lilting beat that I can just set the soundtrack of my life to, And, if I had to choose one song, my absolute favorite song, it'll be Saralfur by Sigur Rós. I'll link it in the description below. I'll link all the songs in the description below. But if you haven't heard Starofur by Sigur Rós, I strongly suggest you do. I'm not sure what it's about. I have no idea. A lot of these songs aren't in English, but wow, that song really moves me. Like, it can really just grab me. Like, sometimes I just need to, like, be alone with that song, Not in, like, a weird sexual way, but just, like, I just want to turn everything else off. Just be in a place where there's no other distractions. I just want to listen to every single note because it's just gorgeous. It's just truly hypnotizing. So yeah, if you haven't heard it, check it out. It's on the soundtrack to one of my favorite movies, which is The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. And alright, now let's get to appreciating these lovely Patreon patrons. Really quick, I want to say a big thanks to, and here comes the list, y'all. Louise B., Andrea McC., Kimberly, Misa, Liliana, Rhiannon, Lily Sue, Andrea G., Icy Hugs, Angelica Clark, Cassandra, aka Night Blossom, Katrina, Sarah, Oyantai, Jessie Kitty, Destiny, Rye Bread, Rebecca T, Cami N, Ariel V, Ashley B, Andrea T, Alyssa G, Lauren, Beth F, Anya Aroha, Misty Bell, Hannah, Sydney N, Malia W, Jennifer M, Barbara, Maria, Patrina S, Sweet Kitten, Kelly S, Vania H, Rhonda P, Gemma D, and Honeybee Proud. A few questions from them are, Kelly S asks, can you talk about the process of doing a live stream? like technical and personal, like anxiety or nerves and what you did to overcome that. And just curious, how was your birthday? Alright, start about the live stream. So, it's a lot of setting up, I have to like plan ahead of time, like what my different events are, and I want to make sure that I have enough stuff to fill the time, because I get really nervous. I tend to talk really fast, and sometimes it makes me blast through events and things that I have planned quicker than I had wanted to. So I want to make sure that I have enough things. I have 2 monitors. I have one that I stream on, and I have all the other, all my other stuff on the other screen, which is to say Audacity, some open browsers, the stream chat, just whatever I need to operate the stream. And as for the personal things, I think about it a lot. So by thinking about it a lot, I think about all the possibilities and things that could happen. And, like, what if this happens? What if that happens? And I make little plans and little contingencies to make sure that everything's covered. And in the moment, it's all about staying high energy. It's all about staying up, staying hype. And keeping things positive, keeping things happy, and keeping things moving even when things tend to bog down. Believe it or not, I actually have a little help. During the live streams, I usually have my girlfriend in my ear, like on Skype or something, like, and she's giving me advice or pointing out things in the chat that I might have missed, or reminding me about things that I need to do, and it's a huge help. It's so great hearing that familiar voice when it's kind of scary being on the stream, So it's like a breath of fresh air, basically, when I feel like I'm running ragged. It's like a little jolt of energy. How was my birthday? It was great. It was really, really great. I did go to work. It was chill. People at work were really nice. My girlfriend sent me a cake, which is really nice. My favorite type of cake, a carrot cake. And I shared it with the, my office mates and whatnot. Afterwards, came home and had a bit of an online dinner date. I ordered some nice food for the both of us, and we both ate and watched a movie and just spent the night together. And I got a couple of gifts from some family, and over the weekend I met up with family and we went to like a childhood favorite Chinese restaurant we used to go to all the time back in the day. It was just it was a really great weekend, really great year, to be honest. Things are going really awesome. But yeah, the birthday was awesome. Misa asks, with Halloween coming up, what's your favorite horror movie? Ooh, I'm not sure if this one counts, but I really like Cabin in the Woods. Just because it takes a lot of the old adages and cliches and kind of flips it on its end, kind of turns everything upside down in a really fun and interesting, like, unique way. I really love Cabin in the Woods. If that doesn't count, then I know this is kind of trashy, but I love Paranormal Activity. I love it. It's so, like, cheesy and so easy, but I that whole series, I love every single episode. Sweet Kitten asks, I'd like to know how you feel about sexual relationships with older women. Oh, would you? Could you? In one of your audios? Yeah, sure. In my audios, I try not to specify too much about the partner. You, basically. I want you to be anybody, just like Cardlin can be anybody in a way. Because I don't want anyone to feel left out, so that's why I try to make a lot of them gender neutral. I know they haven't been recently. I'm working on that. But yeah, I try not to be too specific, but yeah, it could be something that I do once or twice, a couple times, if there's enough of a response. So yeah, Cardlin definitely could and would in an audio. Let's see. And the final question, Alyssa G asks, could you do a Dracula impression? Oh, Alyssa, do you know that I don't like... Are you asking this because I don't like vampires? It's like this thing that's going around the Discord server. They find out I don't like vampires, and now it's like everyone talks to me about is like vampires this, vampires that. But okay, Dracula impression. Let's see. I don't know Dracula too well. I did play Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Does that count? But, okay, let's do super corny, cheesy Dracula. How about... Bleh, I want to drink your blood, bleh. Come with me away into the night, bleh. One little victim, Two little... Okay, that's enough, but yeah, there you go, Dracula. My very best Dracula, just for you, Alyssa G. Now for some lines that have been requested. This should be really quick and easy, there's only a couple of them. I would rather say 5 words devoutly with my heart than 5,000 which my soul does not relish with affection and understanding. By Edmund the Martyr for Rhonda P. You're a good little girl. That one's for Sweet Kitten. And, baby, I'm so in love with you it hurts. For Honey Be Proud. And there we have it. Another Fridays with Cardlin video down and done. A special thanks to everyone who supports me through Patreon. The more we make, the more videos I can do, and they're for everyone to enjoy and hopefully benefit from, so it's a win-win-win scenario, as Michael Scott would say. And just because I'm sort of maybe a YouTuber now, and YouTubers say these things, don't forget to subscribe and like my videos if you like them, and maybe tell your friends, why not? I believe that about brings us to an end, so yeah. Cheers.